Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and this week I'm doing a plan with me featuring this Scribble Prince Co kit that I think it was called In Bloom, and then I used this hot pink wiggle and pulled in some just normal pink deco bits from Simply Watercolor Co. I also used the white with hot pink foil 5mm washi from Simply Gilded that matched the wiggle foil pretty well, and then I also pulled in some unfoiled washi on the bottom here that was actually very paper-like and it kept ripping. It was just very frustrating. I've never had washi from Simply Gilded that was this texture, but it really was just like paper tape, like washi, but it every time I tried to pull it off the roll, it just ripped and tore, and I was very frustrated. There were a lot of things about this plan with me that I was very frustrated about while I was filming it. I kept making errors and putting things down in the wrong places and having to undo them. I just created a whole lot of extra work for myself, and it was like riding the struggle bus, and I put the wrong washi down first here too because I wanted to do twinkle bow, yeah. So this was a pretty chill week. I want to say this is one of the last weeks where I wasn't feeling well. I've been pretty much back to myself, I'd say, since around June. I haven't had a lot of like aches or pains. I've had a few like weird days here and there, but this was a very low energy week. I was having trouble sleeping. I was very tired. I did take some sick time on Friday. I took the day off because I was up the entire night on Thursday, and I don't think I fell asleep until like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and so I ended up sleeping way past noon, and I was just feeling achy and tired and low energy, but it happens. I haven't had a lot of symptoms at all the past, like the summer's been really, really good, so I can't complain. My medicine seems to be working, and I have only had a couple of days here and there that haven't even been that bad, just like where I'm feeling a little low energy or a little achy, but nothing like it's been, so it's all good. But yeah, this week ended up being, I really liked that like hot pink accent color that was in a lot of this kit, and I'm not a huge pastel person. I feel like I do more of my pastel kits in my memory keeping because I think that's like a lot of people, the kits that people like a lot for the most part, I feel like are the very pastel feminine kits. But in my main planner, I pretty much, unless I really love the clip art, I try to exclusively do very bright, bold kits. And a lot of times they're kits that aren't as popular with other people. I am a very bright, bold color person, so I loved this pop of magenta that was in this kit, so that's why I pulled in like the magenta wiggle to sort of add to that accent color and make it pop a little more. And these deco bits were so tiny and fiddly, and trying to fit everything in, I prefer like a few bigger pieces and then some medium-sized pieces and then some small pieces to fill in the gaps. But when it's all those little fiddly pieces, sometimes I just get this whole plan with me. Like I said, I was just very, very frustrated the entire time. Some weeks I feel like I'm in the flow. I'm getting everything done well. It's working out. And then some weeks I feel like I'm fighting it the entire time and I just keep messing things up or feeling frustrated. This was one of those weeks. So I'm going in and adding the foil bits. I did the corners for the scene box. Since this was a very floral kit, I thought the corners would work really well there. And I was just scratching off that like extra dot that was on these. It was like a misprint on this set of wiggles. But yeah, I really like how the hot pink foil worked out with this. I really love using bright and colorful foil. It's real pretty. Oh, I forgot to put a overlay on the bottom one on my sidebar. Oops, I never went back and fixed that. So putting down the header overlays, and yeah, I'm almost to the end of this part, and then I can start talking about day by day, but I don't want to use music in my videos anymore because every time I use music, even if I have like the license to use it, I get flagged and demonetized, and I just don't want to deal with it. Like, it happened to me 3 or 4 videos in a row, and I was like, I'm not ever using music again. So, and music that I used for years and never had problems with, and now every video is getting flagged, and whenever I try to like argue about it, they are like, your claim has been denied, even though whatever. So like, I marked on here that it was a low energy week. I did go to a food truck festival with my friend Sylvia on Sunday, and then it was the Game of Thrones finale, which I hated. I was incredibly disappointed by this last season of Game of Thrones, as many people were. I wasn't as much bothered by how it ended, but that the show didn't logically get there, whereas I feel like a lot of the final points in the book, there will be a lot of natural buildup, and there's a lot of stuff hinted at the books, and they sort of like, the stuff they left out, they were like, oh crap, like, I guess this is where we have to end it, and it didn't make logical sense, so whatever. But Monday, I was super tired, so I used the low energy munchkin to mark that. I went into Starbucks, and I'm going to completely end up moving everything around because I forgot to put in my work label. But Monday was my coworker, Clay, who we worked together when I worked at the branch. He moved over to the library I'm at now too, so I wanted to mark that it was his first day. I was very excited for him, and we ate lunch together, so I marked that. And then on Monday, I started my period, which I was like, I think that's why I was so low energy this week. Sometimes I've noticed I have worse symptoms, like during my period, or right before my period, or right after my period, whatever. So I used my Coffee Monsters Co., like a little cramp emoji. And then I came home and watched YouTube and cuddled on the sofa with Joe. And I'm going to completely change how all of this, that's not going to be a half box anymore. I'm going to like completely rework that day. But I went to bed early on Monday because I was exhausted. So Tuesday was my brother and sister-in-law's, like, they're both my in-laws. So my husband's sister and her husband, it was their wedding anniversary. And I had work. I remember this day. I was very productive. I also forgot to put my work label in here, but this is when I caught it. And I was able to go back and move all this stuff. But I came home and I filmed and edited a video, and then I called my dad because he had just started a new job, and my parents actually just moved to Louisville a few months ago, so I wanted to mark that I called my dad because I wanted to talk to him about like how his first week was going. And then Joe went and got McDonald's for me, and I used an icon from the kit, which was like that like light taupey gray color. And you can't really see, like, especially on camera, even because I put an overlay, a silver twinkle overlay from Simply Watercolor Co. over it. It just kind of looks like a silver gray off-white circle. You definitely can't see the fast food thing. I told you, I was like, I had to rework all of this, so bear with me. I'm just going to keep talking about what happened on Tuesday. So then I watched a bunch of YouTube, and I started reading Exile from Eden, which is the sequel to Grasshopper Jungle. I got a very early advanced copy. Andrew Smith is one of my favorite authors for teens. I think he just captures the essence of being a teenage boy so wonderfully without any of like the machismo, I totally mispronounced that, but like the macho crap. How do you pronounce that word? Maybe I pronounced it right. I don't know. But he has like a wide variety of boys, but he just captures like being a teenage boy so well. And I don't think a lot of authors do that. And I just really love his books. I think they're funny and entertaining, and there's some of my favorites, so I was very excited to read the arc of that. And then I also unloaded the dishwasher, and I played in my planner, and I used a paper shire. I don't know if it's like how she pronounces it, if it's Sure or Shire, but she used to be Toffee Bananas Co. I used one of her flat lays to mark playing in my planner. And yeah, all around, a solid good day. I was very productive. I got a lot of stuff done. Wednesday was trash day, and then I finished Exile from Eden with my coffee on Wednesday morning since I work late on Wednesdays. And then I worked 12 to 8, and Joe actually painted our back steps this day. They're a very pretty bright blue. They were blue before, but he went out and got paint, and it's slightly brighter than the old blue was, which I like. And before it was like not, I don't think they used the right outdoor paint because it was all flaking off and it wore down really fast. But yeah, so it was, and it took forever for him to have a day that he could paint without it raining because it rained so much this spring. And then I had a bunch of packages come in, which I marked with a 3-heart checklist. And then Joe and I made margaritas and just chilled out at home with some margs, and that was real fun. On Thursday, it was payday, so I grabbed a piece of patterned washi from the kit and used a pink foiled icon and then a payday script from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that. I was having just like a very tired, like not feeling great kind of day, and I marked that with a little munchkin head. And then Joe and I were like, we don't text a ton all day, but like it was just like really nice text. Like we had just really nice conversation the entire day over text, which doesn't happen very often, just because we don't text because he's like with patients all day. Whatever this was going on today, he like wasn't with patients, so it was just nice. It made me feel very cared for. And then, because I was not having a great day, and then I worked, and on my way home from work, I talked to my mom. And we had like a Giant Eagle date night, went and got food and groceries. And then we went to a Mexican restaurant locally and had a date night there. And I just used a date script to mark that. I was going to also mark that I changed how I did this, that it was like a Giant Eagle date night. So I wanted to put like a cute, like romance stick, but I didn't like how that looked. So I went back and changed it. I think I also forgot to put my work thing in there too. So then on Friday, I was up like all Thursday night with like insomnia, and I was really, really achy. And so then I marked like I was very tired, and I had no spoons. If you're familiar with the spoon theory. And then I slept past noon because I was exhausted. So when I woke up, I did unload the dishwasher, and I folded some laundry that had been lying around for a while. And then it was just a burrito on the sofa, and I watched YouTube. And then I used the Wine Girl, not because I was like drinking, but because there was a Joe's blah, 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 blah. One of Joe's work events was at a vineyard, and I have basically missed every work event that he's had the past year. I wasn't sure if I was going to go, but I was feeling less achy as the day went on, so I did decide to go. It was at a vineyard in the Canton area. So because like every time there's an event, everyone else's spouses or significant others are there, and then all of his attendings are always like, why isn't your wife here, Joe? Like, where's your wife? I want to meet your wife. And so I was like, okay, I literally did nothing the whole day to have like that little bit of energy to go to that. And it was fun. I'm glad I went because I got to meet people that I've never met before. And then on Saturday, I slept in really late, and we had Taco Bell breakfast. I really need someone to make Taco Bell scripts for me, or like Taco Bell, I like emojis or something, because I feel like Emily and I would both just buy 8,000 sheets of them. She and I have a very strong shared love of Taco Bell. And then I read a bunch on Saturday, and this was the day I sort of played around and experimented with my new Erin Condren, and I messed up like the order of my icons there. And then that night I watched the Christopher Robin movie that was on Netflix, and it was cute. It was just like a feel-good, cute movie. And then on Sunday, I unloaded the dishwasher and read all day and did laundry. And then my friend Sylvia texted me and was like, do you want to go to the Summit County Fairgrounds? There's a food truck festival happening. So we went, and it was so dusty. Like the wind was blowing so hard, and I had put a ton of sunscreen on because it was like a very sunny day. And so my legs were just covered in brown dirt. I had to come home and scrub my legs. I looked like I had been in like some horrible spray tanning accident because my legs were like orange brown from all the dirt. And then it just started raining really hard at the end. Like it was clear, and I think just with the wind and everything, like there was a storm moving in, and then there were just clouds, and it started pouring rain. So, but it was good. I had some really awesome like Korean fusion tacos that were bomb. And then the Game of Thrones finale was on Sunday night, and that was just disappointing. So this is the finished spread. This is how everything turned out. I really do like how this kit worked out. If you have any questions about what shops anything is from, feel free to ask down below. I do have every shop I used linked in my description, so it will be limited to whatever shops are down there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I always feel a little weird when I have very chill, like boring weeks. I'm like, is this entertaining? Because I watch other people's and they're like, I traveled to exotic locations and did things, and I'm like, I read books, yeah, I unloaded the dishwasher, woohoo. So yeah, but it's fun and it's pretty, and it's really nice because I feel like I do remember my life more from doing this without writing like melodramatic diaries like I did in middle school. So it's nice to like remember all these things. So this is the Wiggle, and I really do like how shiny this is. I think that hot pink foil was like an unconventional choice, but it worked really well, and I'm very happy I went for it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.